What's up, guys? Welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to use a food scale. I know that's very simple, and it really is very simple, but just like everything in this space, we love to overcomplicate it. So I'm going to make it super simple, and I also did a story recently on just me, how I do it, and I had a few people message me, and they were like, why did I never think of that? That makes it so much easier. Rather than, you're not going to weigh everything out individually. I mean, sometimes you might have to, depending on the food that you're eating, but most of the time you really shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to put everything in separate containers and weigh it out, and then you could put everything in the same container because you can zero the scale out every time, right? So it's going to make it super easy. So I'm going to show you two things, and literally you can do this. This applies to everything, but I'm going to give you two examples just to help kind of like think outside of the box, and not think about it like, oh, this is just the only way I can cook it. No, you can literally prep your food this way after it's cooked. You can pour your snack. You can do this anyway, okay? So first thing you're going to want to do is turn on your scale, of course. And then, so mine's in grams already, but you're going to want to set it to grams. So we want to measure food in grams because remember volume. Like, remember the, so let's say two people weigh 130 pounds. One person has 30% body fat. The other person has 20% body fat. They weigh the same, but they're going to look different because of volume. So that's the same thing with certain things that weigh a cup are different. Not two things that weigh a cup that can fit in a cup are not going to be the same grams, right? So if that didn't confuse you enough, let's keep going. So yeah, let's get after it. So I'm going to put my plate or bowl, whatever you're going to use. I'm using a bowl because I'm literally just going to mix all my stuff in here, and then I'm going to cook it. And so yeah, we put that there. So it comes up to 211 grams. That's irrelevant, but I'm just letting you know, obviously, there's weight on the bowl. So we zero it out. So now my scale shows 0 grams again. So I'm going to put my egg in. Now, I don't really care to weigh this because I'm just going to log an egg, obviously, but just for reference, and then zero that out again. So now this is where I'm going to start measuring things because I want to make sure this has 5 grams of protein per serving, and I want at least 3 servings so I can get 15 grams of protein. So I'm going to measure this out. So 46 times 3. Probably should have done the math before we got to this point, but that's okay. So 40, 80 plus another 40 is 120 plus, oh God, this is embarrassing. 120, 12 and 18, 120, 38, 138, boom. All right, so we're gonna try to get to 138 grams. So that is 117. 130. Okay, boom. So 140, whatever. So zero it out again, okay? And now, you're gonna have to determine, obviously, how much of everything you want. You know, just look at the serving size, look at the protein that you're trying to get, like your end goal, and all of that also just takes time to learn. So eventually you're gonna learn, okay, if I make myself an omelet for breakfast, that has like 30, 40 grams of protein in it. You're gonna learn all of these things as they go. The tracking is such a good learning experience because obviously we don't want to weigh everything forever, but it's nice to know what's in food, so that a lot of times our perspective of I don't eat that much is so skewed because we don't really know the number of calories that are in our food. So we might think we may not eat a lot of like in quantity, but whenever it comes to overall calories, you are eating either too much or too little or whatever the case is. And unless you spend time tracking, you're never going to know that. And so that's why tracking is so important. Okay, so I'm going to give this a little before I put my ham in. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to leave that right in there. So then we zero it out again. See how easy it is? We just keep zeroing it out. Oh, my necklace. I want to mess up with my mic. So we just zero it out. So again, 4 slices. It says 4 slices or 56 grams. 56 grams is 9 grams of protein. So let's see. And we can maybe do a little taste test. Let's see if 4 slices actually is 56 grams. That would be fun. So we got 1. It actually might be because that's 10 grams. I mean, they're not all even either, though. 2, 3, 4. So that was 43. So it's pretty accurate, but obviously it's not exact, you know? So 45, 54, 56. Boom. So obviously it's not totally accurate. That's why we like to do it in grams, because even though it says 4 slices, not all 4 slices are created equally, right? So now I got an extra 9 grams of protein in there. Boom, boom, boom. So we're just going to cook all that up. So now we zero it out again. And then we're going to put some cheese in it. I know you're like, you're going to do all that together. Yes, I am. And guess what? It's going to turn out just as if I had put it in the pan individually. Okay, we're saving time here, baby. 28 grams. So I don't think I'm going to have enough cheese in here, but we'll see. Nope. So we might as well just go for it. So we got 21 grams. Cool. So zero it out again. And that, my friends, is the easiest way to measure and portion out your food. It literally would take an extra minute, maybe, if that. It's just because I'm talking that it's taking longer. But it's just such a good process. Like, this is a part of the process, and it is so important that you learn what food looks like, because then you can take that information and that knowledge and use it for the rest of your life. Like, sure, there might be new foods that you introduce that you're not really sure about that you could easily track. And also, the more you do this, the faster this gets, you know? So I do want to show how you would do, like, let's say you're prepping food for you to eat, or you're prepping food for you to take with you. So this could be a plate or a bowl, obviously. I'm just going to use this. I have rice and then some shredded chicken and broccoli that I'm going to do just to show. So we put the same thing. We put the bowl there. We zero it out, and then we put our rice in. So I normally like to do 100 grams of rice. I don't have anything to scoop this with, but we're just going to go for it. So let's see. Boom. Okay, perfect. So that's 90. So then we're going to zero it out. You get it, guys. You get it. I know you get it. Okay, so I have mixed my broccoli in here. So I'm not going to weigh my broccoli because I don't want that to count for protein, obviously. So we're going to zero it out. I'm going to do about 150 grams of chicken. Boom. This is like shredded chicken. I literally put it in the crock pot with like Italian dressing, and it shreds up so good and gives it such good seasoning. So nice. So that's 100. Boom, boom. All right, perfect. And then we can tear it out or zero it out, but I don't really measure vegetables really, to be honest, just because everyone should be probably getting more vegetables. But I would say if you are trying to track your calories and be in a calorie deficit, then you should be pretty much logging everything. I would say things that you really don't need to log are going to be like cucumber, lettuce, things like that. But fruit, you know, harder vegetables like peppers, onions, broccoli, maybe cauliflower, like those things, they do have a little bit of calories, not too much, but it could be enough if you're eating enough of them to maybe throw you over your deficit by 100 calories a day or something, and throughout the week that'll add up, obviously. So yeah, so literally easy peasy, and now you have your food perfectly portioned out, and then you can literally go to whatever tracking app you have and you put in chicken. One thing I do want to talk about though is whenever you are using whatever system you're using, there will be pre-made calories in it because somebody else may have logged it and it stored that information, but that doesn't mean what you're eating is that one serving. You have to look at what it's measuring at one serving. You can't just take like salmon and then you see something that comes up and is like salmon, one serving, and you just select that because you have no idea what they are classifying as one serving. So that is like you have to go in and put your actual measurements, like, oh, I had 150 grams of salmon, whatever. You have to actually put that in for it to calculate it correctly. You can't just use what's already in there, unless it's your pre-saved information, obviously, and you know how much it is. But yeah, so I hope that was helpful. I hope that made it a little bit easier for you. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.